don't come up with something soon.
Mid.
Excellent. Another...
And just one remaining.
Right. Right, the shielding.
How so?
The plating's enough to stop the engines going pop. But those things, which is why you need a prison for the dragon's breath that's blazing away inside. I thought a triple thick layer of tempered steel might do it. Or more of the helm and the plating are bulky enough as it is. Add any more weight and the whole ship... I need something light. But I've
Well, if I were in need of obscure knowledge, I know whose counsel I would...
Tomes? I've got all the details written down here. Can you take this to him? See...
Right away. Hippocrates.
For you, Clive? All.
Well, actually, it's for... Could you take a look at it?
Shielding.
She has some specific requirements for the materials, and yet remain cool enough on the outside not to set the ship alight. Well, as you can imagine, she's struggling.
I see.
I wondered if you might know of a solution, or if you might be able to search the records for one.
Perhaps it is not a different material.
What do you mean?
Consider the lake we have made our home. Its blighted waters eat away far more quickly than fresh water or even and yet, we have made a home here from those very...
We have, but Bardolph must varnish every board twice over to keep it from rotting. And Obelus complains that... I see.
Early Gregorian histories speak of a preparation known as moon dew. It is before the dragoons tamed the worms and wyverns of the realm, nobles would daub their castle walls with it in order to guard against dragonfire.
So if we could recreate it...
It might be applied to some material or other in order to provide the protection Mid requires. As to how best to apply it, and I shall speak to them and see what wisdom... If you would be so kind as to procure the necessary ingredients, I shall discuss the specific knowledge of the past may yet prove you.
Thank you. And since you're asking others to help you, perhaps I should too.
So you need a hand?
We do. I'll be heading to market for the ingredients we need. I could do with some...
The other can assist me in researching how best to prepare the...
Can we count on your aid?
Always. Well, if Jill...
Thank you.
I am sure either of these fine young minds would prove indispensable in my research. I leave...
Shielding that guards against even the most ferocious flames. We could have done with some of that on Drustinus.
I doubt I would have survived that place with or without it. A trip to Northreach, though, I think either of us could handle.
So, Clive, who will...
All right, so...
I have taken the liberty of preparing...
Garlic? Are you sure this is the right... Looks like the ingredients for...
Though these items may seem so much so, in fact, that they were now, of course.
Well, I was hoping to be able to make a trip over that way sometime soon. Need to speak to an old acquaintance.
All right.
See you later, Clive.
Good luck with your research.
Hippocrates and I'll look after things here.
Now, where's Talia?
Welcome, welcome. keen eye.
Keep them pilchards nice and chilled.
Need to stock up
I
on
won't have
these.
use.
There you are, Ty.
Ah, we shouldn't have any problems finding what. But if time is of the essence, perhaps we should split.
All right.
Let's see now. Why don't you take the gun? Meet me by the gate when you've got.
Oi, don't touch anything. And
How the hell is anyone supposed to...
What can I interest you in today? Ah, yes.
That should do it. Hopefully Ty is finished too.
Fresh cuts! Come and get them up! You'll not find a bruised...
Well, did you?
I did.
Garlic and pepium. We should get this back to Tomes then. But we're not in too. Do you know, I think this is the very first time we've been out and...
I think you...
In all the years since you and that scowl of yours first appeared, you...
Well, it seemed long overdue. And you did say you had some shopping to do.
I was hoping to restock my supplies of herbs and liniment, yes. You... No luck, though. My usual supplier's not here, and I refuse to pay the prices.
I'll ask Karen when we get back. What is it?
Oh, I came here with Sid once. Shopping for supplies, just like today. And just like today, I came away empty-handed. Sid even said he'd speak to Karen for me when we got back. Has it really been 5 years? I remember it as if it was yesterday. Hold on. Does that mean it's been 5 years since we met? Feels a lot longer.
It does. Thank you, Ty.
For what?
For everything. I just want...
Do you think I'd stick around if I thought it wasn't? But in the spirit, you're appreciated too. Well, I think we've... I ought to get these ingredients back to Tomes so he can... I'll meet you back at the hideaway.
All right.
I heard...
I wonder how Harpocrates is getting on with the moon dew.
Oh, I'm never drinking.
Welcome home. He had a successful trip.
Ah, better late than never.
How's work on the shielding?
Well, very well indeed. I was just explaining to Taya, and now that we have all the...
You can count on me. I've mixed more than a few mysterious...
What about the shielding? It's...
Work is underway.
Apparently, it'll be ready.
Thank you.
Right then. Jill, would you join me in the infirmary?
Of course.
Oh, and Clive. It was good to talk. We should do it again some...
It appears our work here is almost a shame. I was enjoying when both the shielding and the moon dew are ready. It will merely be a matter followed by a rigorous process of perhaps someone ought to...
Leave it to me. Thank you, Up.
We're seeing troops amassing at every border crossing.
Think Mid might need some help tidying up.
Sorry to keep you waiting, but you'll be pleased to know that work on the shield...
You found something for it?
In a manner of speaking. Hippocrates knew of a sub... He's supervising the construction and test...
Brilliant.
Don't thank me.
Right then, better start with to the Black Camp.
You know, when I got into the smithing game, I thought I'd be making swords and shields, not...
Displacement.
Same different. Whatever you call it, I ain't putting it together in here. It's cramped enough as it is. Let's take this house. Mid, you get all the parts lined up on the deck.
On my way.
Oh, and bring me the biggest salmon you can find. This is gonna...
It's finished. It's finally finished.
Thank fuck for that. I'll be feeling my hammer arm for weeks.
Thank you. Clive, Blackthorn, that's one down and just 3 more to go.
I'm sorry.
Oh, didn't I tell? The Enterprise has 4 mithril engines and will be...
You don't mean...
Now they've got to finish one to work off. My ganging...
Good luck to them. Right, I'm off to get a sling for this elbow. Any other work comes in?
What's the matter?
Nothing. Just daydreaming. Thinking about the Enterprise sailing off over the horizon to shores unknown. Searching for a land untouched by the Blight. Just like me and my dad planned. So if the worst came to the worst and every scrap of soil in the Twins turned black, we might still have a chance. That's what she was meant to be. You see, one last chance just in case we needed it. But now she's so close to being finished, I've realized I don't want it to be that. I don't want it to be just a lifeboat for us to cling to if things get desperate. I want people to sail aboard her by choice, not from the lack of it. In a world where we're not just trying to survive, but where we can actually live.
I'm working on that. And I'll do everything I can to get you what you want.
Don't you always? All right. My mind's made up. As soon as the Enterprise is fit to sail, I'm putting her on sod our plans. I'm
Are you sure about...
Something tells me...
He'd be proud of you.
You,
I was.
Right. There's just one thing I need to finish up.
All right.
Aye, aye, Captain.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Really? That's a ship. Impressive, isn't it? I can't wait to see how the rest of the vessel looks.
I heard what you told Nan about Cupcake.
crystal too? You're joking.
Trouble with the ledgers. What could be wrong with Torgor? Hopefully it's nothing.
I heard what you told Nan about...
I got your note. You think something's wrong?
So you can read. But I didn't say how we're wrong with him. I said something where he used to love cracking the bones from Molly's boiled brown, but now he won't so much as look at her. Didn't like him. Which is why I'm of a mind that his man... You've not been working him too hard.
No harder than usual. Is that it, boy?
What was it you said he was? A frost wolf?
That's what the lawsman seems to think.
Then maybe this all has something to do with whatever it...
I suppose things happen, differences, Rosalind. Perhaps Hippocrates knows.
Instead of everything, you mean?
Lawsman.
He isn't ill.
I don't think so. But of course, she says he's hardly been touching his bones of late, and she believes it may have something to do.
I rather think she might be right. All canids are instinctively inclined to crack open, and I see no reason why a frost wolf should be any different. Accordingly, I suspect if we assume that his newfound it may well be that the Bones Lady Karen is accustomed. Frost wolves, after all, habitually prey upon far larger. As to where one might find a suitable substitute, some I
don't recall ever seeing it.
And little wonder. The oldest and largest such creatures, the last elder antelope sighting I recall hearing about.
Even so.
Good hunting.
Blackthorn.
Not really.
This won't take... I just wanted to ask how you're getting on. And you might still be doubting your craft. Perhaps sharing your thoughts?
That bastard's still. He's got a keen eye, I'll give him that. He's just, well...
And that was?
A sword. An odd-looking thing, but as the metal itself wasn't anything to write home about. You could slice a man clean in two with a weapon like...
So that's what's...
No. Not troubling me exactly. More... distracting.
And if you knew how to, we could arm the curse breakers.
That's about the size of it, yeah.
I'll see what I can... Sharper swords are all, and we can't have our master blacksmith being...
You're a soft, but I can't say I'm not grateful.
Thank you. Let's see what Karen... You're looking well, Karen.
What do you want?
I want to know about the sword you showed Blackthorn.
Running around after him?
I suppose I am, yes.
Little one. There's not many like that make it as far as the twins, and those that which made it nice and easy, fine.
Can you tell me who bought it?
You think I tell people who... Suppose you're not likely to go nicking it. Fine. Lord Ignac's the man you want. Dalmekian bloke. And he's got more money than sense, which is... Reckon he'll still be at the inn in Dalamit.
Thank you, Karen.
Oh. And he's...
I appreciate it.
I went up to give some greens to the chocobo.
Wish I could take one of our birds for a ride.
I have done it, Sid. I have learned all the letters, every one.
Well, here, Sid.
Let's hear it.
Well, it's about this lovely bit of kit, yes? Bunging a solution you want. Problem is, it won't always get, which is why I've been looking for something to fill.
I imagine Ty could get some use out of this alembic too.
Proper.
So what exactly do you need?
Nothing but bomb ash'll do, says the chief. Gave me a sample she'd obtained from the... You pour the blackest blight water through it, and it comes... So, I did a bit of reading about... And do you know what I found out? It's only the blimmin' bones of a bomb.
I take it that's where I...
I saw a billet on the hut. Would have gone myself, but... Well, fighting dirt.
All right.
Thank you, Clive.
That's why I'm...
Shh. Otto, maybe... A little. Listen. And it's... maybe my fault. Sadly, that square turned... I can straighten it out, I swear, but... I'm gonna need help keeping it...
Be late for that.
There you are!
So let me get this straight. And instead of coming straight to... You get Clive to come to you. You know, the man in charge of the place you've been cheerfully trying to bankrupt. And you thought, well...
Oh, just Martha. And the dame.
We owe 3 of our most trusted friends...
Each. They lent us the bulk of the money we used to rebuild the hideaway, you see, and well,
Do we have that much to hand?
No, we don't. And no, you won't. After the king's ransom we had off him, he deserves better than to see our begging bowl. Besides, we'll need to learn to...
All right. But that doesn't mean you have to... Is there anything I can do?
There might be. How'd you fancy taking these to Martha and the dame?
Rocks.
Rocks, he says. Little something Sid and I set aside, and I reckon 15 million in overdue debt probably qualifies. I just hope our...
I'm sure they will.
But you know how it is with this place. Orders to bar.
I know. Which is why I don't mind going in.
Go. Do you know why I only gave Master Clive here?
Because... you'd rather...
Because I'd rather Lady Karen killed you.
Well... I suppose this is goodbye then.
Don't worry.
Really?
No.
How may I help you today, Clive? All done?
You mean the eye? This is no time to ride. Let's go.
Fly, Ambrosia.
That'll do, girl. Come on.
Faster!
Be safe. Here. Greetings, Your Majesty. Your reign is over. Now to collect the app. This looks like the stuff. Let's see if there's any more. No use calling Ambrosia now. Time to fight. Well, it's certainly quiet. If I were a giant antelope, it would seem like just the place. I doubt we'll find one bigger than that. You hungry, Torgal? Torgal, kill! Now, will it be enough, I wonder? I say that answers much, which means we owe the Lord. You're just a big puppy, aren't you? Lady Karen will be relieved to hear you've got your appetite.
Clive!
I wasn't expecting, but it seems we still owe you, and though I doubt it's what you were expecting.
A star, Ruby? It's worth at least twice what you owe me.
Think of the difference as interest.
Interest? If word got out, I charged anyway. Why are you the one here asking me about it much, sending the Lord Marquis out to settle your debts, isn't it? The old goat working in...
Something like that. Most days.
Same as all. Back when the place was nothing but a twinkle in the eye of a recently retired Lord Commander. Word is, he was the first one. Probably knew that without his strong arm and level head, Sid may have been the face of the hideaway, but Otto's up. And when Sid passed away, we were all worried that would be the end of it.
His death was hard on everyone.
But he didn't give up, did he? Quite the opposite, in fact. If I recall, I reckon what he saw in Sid, and don't we all? Doesn't hurt that, and...
People take notice of wealthy men. Shouldn't be too hard to track down Karen's collector.
Back again, are you? Any more trouble?
Welcome.
If you're hoping for a bed, I'm afraid you'll have to look elsewhere. One of our wealthy patrons has purchased the use of every room open to...
My reputation will be ruined! Calm yourself, Lord Ignac.
Pardon the intrusion.
Out! Get up! I paid for these rooms so I wouldn't be disturbed. Please, allow... His lordship is going through a difficult time, and he's never been... Redeem! Get... Very good. Would you mind stepping outside for a moment?
I'm sorry if I've caused you any trouble.
That? No. That's just how his lordship is. He has been dispossessed of his luggage, you see. The thieves also made a...
I don't suppose a certain blade was among the... A single-edged sword.
Ah.
Then I'll retrieve Lord Ignac's luggage.
You have but to state it. You
want an audience with Lord Ignac. A few minutes should be...
A condition I would be a fool to...
I don't suppose you saw with the thief...
I did not. No. Every ill-gotten coin in Dalamal is...
And that's where I'm...
I shall speak to Lord Ignac.
That will be very...
Farewell.
Ready, go?
We've got company!
Come on, lads, let's tear the bastard's head off!
This must be Ignac's luggage. Nothing seems... All right.
I hear I have you. What shall I call you?
Wyvern.
A formidable... Well, wife Redeem here tells me you wished...
A few moments of your time.
You're a peculiar...
Master Wyvern was wondering if you could tell him.
Oh, Karen drove me hard on the price, but I would have sold her Raddy. It was made in the Outer Isles, far and is used exclusively by the... They believe no combat should ever exceed. Each sword is made for that one perfect stroke. There's a brutal...
But how do they hone such an edge?
Why, they use wet stones, rather. A whole array of them, ranging from the coarse to the fine. 10,000 licks with the sharpening stone, but it is the final stone, which a mineral quite fine. And that is the key. Wyvern, it occurs to me that my little lecture is hardly equal to service. Take this, the very stone of which I spoke, far and a far more.
Thank you.
Pardon the intrusion, my lordship. However...
I am locked in bitter competition with a rival collector of curios. I am one step ahead of the unscrupulous scoundrel, but he...
Are there many other...
Too many to count, but only one do I consider mine, and is a... Farewell, Wyvern, may our paths... Redeem! We mustn't...
I think his lordship is rather taken with you, Master Wyvern. Coming, my lordship.
Trust Uncle Byron to find such now.
There's talk.
How the hell is anyone supposed to afford that?
Citizens are free to come and go as they please.
Did you hear?
The gates to heaven.
I want to see you again tonight. But the captain's late with our pay.
It's all right.
Time was there were great coin sacks swinging from every building.
Seeing as business is scarce these days, the Dame decided we should...
Do without sweet water and oil of talc. Still no caravan from the Dominion's perfumeries yet, then?
Milady.
Gifts? Oh, my.
Otto asked me to give it to settle the hideaways and to...
I thought you might finally tell Otto he can keep his baubles. The man owes me nothing. My contribution to the restoration effort was made freely and willingly.
You once told me Sid did... I'd like to do the same. Please, accept it. For my sake. And for Otto's. For all of us.
It is. Otto is lucky to have you. I doubt anything could ever replace his son. But you and the others at the...
Otto had a son.
Long ago. Yes. Sid told me Otto lost him when he was just a boy, and blamed himself for not being able to stop it. I don't know how it happened, whether there was anything he could have done, but it was clear that it weighed heavily on him.
I didn't know.
How could you have? Besides Sid, I've never met a man more keen to an ill habit, given that both have always been...
Go will want to know the stones were delivered. If he's still with us.
I noticed you and Torgal had gone off some. So, that'll teach me for trip. All right. Now we know what you're after. I can see about getting some in.
Speaking of which,
You can, aye. I'm nice like that. In return, you can thank Tomes for me.
Oh, it's just a moment.
Were you able?
We were indeed, Lawsman. You pointed.
Very good.
Lady Karen sends her thanks, by the way.
But that reminds you recall our conversation concerning Lady Jill?
About how she somehow...
Precisely that. A reasonable conclusion, I thought. The Fenrir of legend served Shiva, and while the powers attributed to him are certainly impressive, the records imply they are somewhat...
What do you suggest?
That Torgal may be the beneficiary of more than one icons. Consider that in addition to Lady Jill, he has served as a loyal... In short, the icons hitherto near at hand, or should I say at paw, have been diverse and plenty, and that number has only grown. As the realm, one can but speculate as to...
He has seemed more...
And if I'm not mistaken, he will grow fiercer still.
Sorry for the wait, but hopefully he'll agree with...
You learned something about...
I did better.
A whetstone?
Yes.
No wonder I couldn't get the same finish on one hit and all. Might not be so bad if all you ever fought. Good luck on the battlefield. Your second opponent.
Even so, is there...
I think so, yeah. With this whetstone and the right kind of stick. But there'd be no replacing this little rock once I want it. I reckon we get a dozen swords from it. Swords that the curse breakers wouldn't know how to wield properly. And that would see him. No point trying to copy that thing. Be about as much. But finishing our blades with a whetstone this fine. And what's finer than fallen masonry? Just imagine it. Good Valesthian steel with an edge. I won't make a copy now.
I'm sure the curse break just...
I've been working day and night since I was half your age. Hey, I owe you one. August 2.
You'll be happy to hear.
And I'll see that my debt to you. You come and find me.
All right.
Back, are ya? Not saying Fornian, do you? Not bad, if I do say so myself. Anything else?
Wish I could take one of our birds.
All right, there's. How's that?
I have it here.
That's the stuff. You're a gent, Sid. Right then. Down. The Telemon Malembic.
And very impressive.
Says the man who cut down a burning boulder.
There's no need. The good...
Don't be... Why don't you let me take a look at that bag of yours? The one you keep...
What?
Well, we happen to have isolated a substance in our test run of the... Thought we might use it to breathe new life into old boots and the like. Ah, I reckon if we slap a bit...
Well...
That's the spirit! Well?
It certainly feels...
Right?
Thank you.
No, for supporting Mid and the rest of us in our endeavors. Without you, I'm telling you. That leather loosener was only the first of the discoveries the Olympics gonna help us make.
Think Mid might need some help tidying up.
Good. So Lady Karen accepted...
Ah, but she was just too stuck. She threw it right back in my face, in fact, and told me...
Karen refused payment?
I hope it wasn't so.
I'm sure you were as tactful as ever.
Oh, I wasn't expecting you. Best of luck out there, Sid.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Lady Karen, Goad tells me you... Would you prefer the debt...
What debt? I don't recall lending. I may have tossed a talent or two in the... But those were donations. And you can hardly...
Of course not. But one good turn. Surely you wouldn't shun the gratitude of a pauper who...
Oh, fine. But I'm selling it and taking what I'm owed. Where'd you even get this? A decent... A canny one, meanwhile, might claim it were nicked from the belt of Sid the Outlaw himself. Might be I already. Might be you even know her. A fine continental maid who's... You wouldn't mind, would you?
Not at all. Just be...
I hear you ended up thanks to this lot. I sometimes wonder what I pay you for.
Speaking of which,
Oh! So you remember what's owed to you, then? Get your eye.
I've seen that before.
Yeah. It was the only goblet Sid ever used. Either out of habit, or because the filthy sod couldn't be bothered.
I knew so little about it.
I must be.
Martha and the Dame both seemed to have fun. How long did you know Sid?
Before he died, back in the day, I was a purser. He bought passage to... We set up drinking Island rum till the morning bell dragged me back to quit my post not long after that. But me and Sid stayed close. Promising. That was... before fate stepped in. The magic woke inside my son soon after his first name day. And there was no hiding his knack.
Couldn't you and your family?
My family were the ones who wanted the monster taken away. I couldn't turn my back on him. And I couldn't for the life of me understand how they could. Luckily, it was him who stood beside me when... Him who cried for me, him who swore. And he was true to his word, too. Left the Royal Army, threw away everything he had. All I knew then, I'd follow that. He was always too clever for his own good, was Sid. Saw the world for what it really was, while the rest of us were content to go along with the lie we were shown. And it can't have been easy, bearing that burden alone. But he didn't let it stop him. He never lost faith in what he believed was right. And that gave us faith in him. Faith he'd steer us true. So I swore to myself that I'd always be right behind him, ready to catch the stubborn sod, if ever he should fall. But I couldn't even do that. Ignore me. Just the ramblings of a tired old man. Leave that lot. I'll tidy it up in a bit.
This is Sid's handwriting. Dear Otto.
I may be drunk, but I wanted you to know this place would be fucked without you. Love you, you grumpy old sod.
This note.
Hmm? What about it?
Sid was right. Without you, we'd all be lost.
He should have bloody well said so then. Just once. Before he went. But then, why would he? Him, or anyone? I'd only have told him to piss off. You're wrong, though. Both of you. It was never just me keeping the hideaway afloat. It was all of us. I just shoved people in the right direction, and I barely seem to be able to do that anymore.
Would you rather go at the helm?
Well, maybe I've got a few more years left in me.
I'm going to hold you to that, Otto.
Before you go, Sid would have wanted you to have this.
But that's...
This'll do me just fine. Thanks for the ray of sunshine. I'll see if I can't pay you back.
Already have.
Welcome to the Patron's Whisper. Come to claim your just desserts? You earned this. All done?
All right, Clive. We'd finished sending half the hideaway traipsing across the twins, has she? I swear, that girl'd do anything to put off... No excuses now, though, huh?
Not quite. She said there was one final thing
She said that?
She...
Clive, were you born yesterday or something? She'll probably be halfway to Canva by now.
Mid.
Mid told me she was building a ship.
Is that the thing too?
Hugo Kupka's dead, isn't he? We don't have to live in fear of him anymore.
Obolus.
Yep. In a boat. You in a hurry at all, are ya? Oh, I offered to take her across, but she wouldn't. Got some life. But anyway, I was on my way up. Got a letter. Urgent, by the sound of it. One of your uncle's men said I was to hand it.
Thank you, Obolus.
Don't mention.
What tidings, Uncle? trouble in Canva. Well, I'll need someone to keep an eye on Mid.
So what? Mid got us to do all the dirty work and then just sailed off into the sunset?
It, seems that way.
Well, nothing we can do about it now. But next time you plan on visiting Sid, you might want to tie her to something before you suggest it.
Ah, don't be so hard on her. Gotta admit, the dirty work was kind of fun. Everyone pitching in and all that bollocks. Just like when we built this place.
You're right.
Anyway, we all set to head to the old hideaway. Wouldn't do to keep Lord Rosfield of the Seven High Houses waiting now, would it?
Gav will be leaving with me. Will you mind the place while we're gone?
You can count on me. Just be sure to give Sid and the others my regard.
Oh, by the way, Jill will be she's got some things to take care of, but she'll meet us there.
I hope she's telling the truth at least. Well, Sid, I remember what you told me. But if no one is listening to what you have to say, you may as well not say it. But I will say this, old friend. Hugo Cooker is gone. His shadow looms over us no longer.
It's a pity the Phoenix can't be in two places at once. If he'd have been with us, maybe he could have done something for the lost.
Not even the Phoenix can bring people back from the dead. Life has a beginning and an end. So we must live while we have the chance. And not as slaves to the crystals, but as free men.
May we join you?
Lady Karen, what a pleasant surprise.
I thought I'd drop by and see how you were all doing before heading off to restock my supplies. It wasn't the most scenic view back then, but it were never as bad as this.
I know. The Blight marches on. And soon, there will be no escaping sights like these. So our mission remains unchanged. We cannot stop until every Mother Crystal is gone, and their thirst for ether with them. The only one that remains in Storm is Drake's Tail in the Crystalline Dominion.
Our next target.
We're going to Twinside.
It's the capital of the Empire these days. I wouldn't like to think how tightly guarded they've got the place. Not that that'll stop you, but we do well to scout it out before you go charging in.
We would indeed.
If you're off to the Dominion, you can take this great lump with you.
Goods.
Oh, I am sorry. Have you forgotten you're the most wanted man in the Twins? I thought you might like to disguise yourselves as the attendants of a travelling trader, assuming you've no better ideas. You wanted to buy yourself some tools, didn't you? Well, now's your chance.
You're letting me go with them? Oh, thanks, Nan.
Stop that! You'll break me bones, you great galoot. There's a caravan that runs back and forth between the Dominion and the Bocklad markets. It's managed by the Merchants Guild. Just show them Goots' traders pass and you'll be on your way. It'll be a damn sight less risky than footing it the length of the Crystal Road. That's for sure.
Thank you, Karen. And glad to have you with us, Goots.
Okay then. I'll get me things and I'll meet yous there. See yous down in Bocklad.
Get off! Me poor fingers!
Jill, you're with me.
Understood.
And Gav?
Already on my way, Captain.
Be careful.
Aren't I always?
Do you see that, Sid? Your protege's making a proper little outlaw of himself. Well, don't just stand there gawping. Going purse weighing you down. You'll not find a better price than that. It'd better all be here. You'll not find a better price than that. And how were you gonna carry all that?
I've got a few more things to pack before I leave.
But Crystal too? You're joking.